and still as fast as lightning.
Yeah, the power that he possesses, but it's not a thumping power. It's that explosive speed, that explosive power, the footwork he gets in position, and all of a sudden he's landed 3, 4, 5 shots and then he's angled off. A lot like I did in my fight against Lopez.
I have very fast. Yeah, it's a compensation. It's a very strong guy.
A big crowd, doesn't he? He's an absolute superstar in world boxing. And this was another exquisite performance.
Joe Rogan reacts live to Naoya Inoue versus Alan Picasso by calling Inoue a true legend of the sport. Rogan is impressed by how fast Inoue's feet are and how smoothly he moves in and out of range. He highlights that the power is completely unmatched for the division and says Inoue combines speed, precision, and strength in a way very few fighters ever do.
I'm so excited. Yeah, he's a legend of the sport.
He is a legend, and he's such an unusual guy. You know what's crazy about him is his calves.
Yeah,
when you look
massive.
at that.
When Alexander Usyk is asked about Naoya Inoue's performance against Alan Picasso, his response shows clear respect and admiration. Usyk pauses, then smiles before praising Inoue's speed and presence in the ring. He openly says, "I like Na," highlighting how quickly Inoue moves and reacts. Usyk adds that Inoue is a very strong guy despite competing in lighter weight classes. He explains that the power, speed, and balance Inoue knows make him dangerous at all times. Usyk's words reflect how elite fighters recognize Inoue's greatness instantly.
You're watching another pound-for-pound fight in Inoue. Have you been impressed with his performance so far?
Yeah, I like this is show Nagatani fight great with Mexican guy Naoya. I happy.
What do you think Inoue needs to do to get the stoppage?
I not think about this. I just watch fight. Maybe Naoya next fight going up. Maybe I don't know. I think it's normally because Naoya have very fast. Yeah, it's a competition.
The boxing world was buzzing after Naoya Inoue's dominant performance against Alan Picasso. Social media lit up with highlights, reactions, and breakdowns, showcasing Inoue's relentless style and ability to control every aspect of a fight. Henry, a boxing analyst, offered a tactical perspective. He observed that Picasso entered the ring with a very high guard, keeping his gloves up to protect his chin, demonstrating solid defensive discipline. However, Picasso's elbows were held too far forward, leaving his body open, which Inoue immediately exploited. Inoue's lead hand, sharpness, and speed allowed him to land devastating body shots while maintaining unpredictability. The contrast in power was clear. Inoue's punches carried immense impact, while Picasso's lacked the same effect. Henry emphasized that Inoue's combination of offensive precision and defensive awareness made him in complete control throughout the fight, highlighting why he is regarded as one of boxing's most dangerous fighters.
Saw the two men get into the ring. The first thing that I noticed straight away was Picasso was carrying an incredibly high guard, defensively keeping his gloves very, very high, trying to protect his chin. And one thing I'll say in general about Picasso in this fight is that his defensive awareness was very, very impressive. He very rarely dropped his hands after he threw a shot. His discipline was incredibly good. But the problem with that is that sometimes it leaves a lack of room for creativity with fighters. Yes, it's important to be defensively disciplined, but if you continue to give the same look over and over again, you're never ever going to beat a guy like Inoue. The first thing I said at the beginning of my live about this guy was I looked at him and I went, his elbows are incredibly flared. You know, he had the high guard, but his elbows were very, very far forwards, which instantly made me think he's giving the body to Inoue. He's offering it to him. Now, that can sometimes be done because it's to create counter-punching opportunities. But in this instance, I think it was just that he was so concerned about protecting his head, about not getting knocked out with a shot to the head, that the body was there all night for Inoue, and Inoue took it. He took the invitation, and he constantly stabbed to the body of Picasso. And in fact, I'd say that this fight kind of was a story of the body shots in many ways. Picasso, like Inoue, had most of his success to the body. The left hook in particular was a money shot for Picasso. But the difference between these two men was so obvious to see when they were standing in the pocket and they were exchanging left hooks in particular to the body. The impact of Inoue's shots was totally different from Picasso's. It was like Picasso had cushions, pillows inside his gloves, and Inoue had a bloody egg weight. It was damaging, it was vicious, and Picasso simply couldn't hang in the pocket for long periods of time with Inoue. I mentioned the lead hand of Inoue there to the body, but the lead hand of Inoue in general in this fight was incredible to see. I mean, the sharpness, the speed on it, the different levels that he throws it from. It's unbelievably unpredictable and difficult to read as a shot, and it allows him to control fights. One thing that I've noticed about Inoue, having watched him for a little while now, and something I think he definitely does on purpose, is he lowers himself to the level of what's in front of him at times, because he wants you to open up so he can counter you and land large shots on you, ones that you don't see coming, so that he can knock you out. He's good enough to be able to do that and keep himself safe at the same time. What was testament to this was Inoue's movement is exquisite, it's exceptional. There were moments when he was using that jab that I just mentioned, dancing around the ring, using that lateral movement, popping the head of Picasso regularly, easily landing on him with that jab. I mean, Picasso was forced to keep a high guard at all times because the power of Inoue is so good that even when he's in motion, he will hurt you. But the testament to this idea...
Mike Tyson also praised Naoya Inoue and called him the monster. Tyson said Inoue is faster, stronger, and more accurate than many champions he has seen. He even said Inoue is better than Manny Pacquiao was in his prime. Tyson highlighted Inoue's power, footwork, and ring intelligence, saying they are unmatched in his division. This praise from a boxing legend shows the respect Inoue has earned worldwide.
Fighter called the Monster. You ever hear Monster?
No.
Japanese fighter called Monster. This is a Monster.
Crazy dude.
The mean son of a... Oh yeah, you gotta see this bad motherfucker. Don't look like money. He's better than Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao was good like that. Just as good.
He looks like a fucking pop star.
Oh, wait till he get on these.
The most efficient hunting machine in all
Look at
of
him.
boxing.
He's vicious. That's a bad guy he beat too. Broke him down. Ooh.
118?
Yeah, and
Who the hell fights in that division?
Bantamweights.
Yeah, but who?
Some bad mother. Yeah, some kill.
Paulie Malignaggi shared his thoughts on what could be next for Inoue. Talking about the fight with Alan Picasso, he said Inoue's dominance was obvious. Malignaggi suggested that future opponents, like Junto Nakatani, would need to respect Inoue's power even more. He pointed out that Inoue went the full 12 rounds with Picasso and said seeing Inoue go the distance against someone like Nakatani would be amazing. He also noticed that Inoue may have been holding back his right hand slightly, possibly due to a minor issue, though nothing was confirmed. Even so, Inoue still controlled the fight and won easily. Malignaggi said Inoue's speed, power, stamina, and ring IQ make him a very difficult challenge for any fighter.
Who would win between them? I thought it was a good fight anyway. I don't think it's an easy fight to pick, but I do think that I do think that it's a completely different style. You're going to see Inoue fight with Nakatani than you did Hernandez today. You know, I thought Nakatani did a solid job of, again, getting off those good punches, hard punches. It was just he couldn't get the respect, and that's something that will lead you to think some things going into the Inoue fight. But remember, Inoue does get hurt. Inoue has been down at this weight class, so you land those hard shots, clean hard shots like that on Inoue. I think he's gonna have to respect that power of Nakatani more so than Hernandez did today. Now, Naoya Inoue took on David Picasso in another surprising result in that this one also went the distance. Can you imagine Nakatani and Inoue both going the distance? Would have been crazy odds if you're a gambler. But Inoue won the fight going away. I don't know. He didn't get asked the question in the post-fight interview, but to me it seemed like Inoue's right hand may have been bothering him. Again, just assuming here because we didn't get any confirmation. It's not like the post-fight interview or the broadcast ever actually brought out something that was obvious, which was that Inoue was actually not throwing his right hand many times when he could have. Was going left hand heavy. Even when he had Picasso up against the ropes a lot of times, he didn't throw the right hand or barely throw a right hand. So I'm not quite sure that, just my assumption, but I'm not quite sure that anyway he had not at least heard or tweaked his right hand in this fight. And that might be why David Picasso was able to go the distance. But also Picasso did some crafty, clever things, made himself a moving target even when he was standing still. A lot of up and down rotational movement, hip and up and down change of level movement when he was up against the ropes and when he was in front of Inoue. So Inoue couldn't get to him too clean. When he got stuck against the ropes, also he made himself a small target by staying low. He would change the level by going up and then back down. Just things that weren't giving Inoue any threat to lose the fight, but they were giving Inoue problems as far as tracking him down and getting to him cleanly.
Ring Magazine posted on X that Naoya Inoue had landed almost double the punches of Alan Picasso after 6 rounds. According to CompuBox stats, Inoue's dominance was clear. Numbers showed his constant pressure, accuracy, and high punch volume. Analyst Liam Goff also praised Inoue, calling him one of the most dangerous boxers in the world today. He noted that for the first time in Inoue's career, he has gone back-to-back 12-round fights, proving his stamina and consistency at the highest level. Goff also praised the event in Saudi Arabia, mentioning the unique atmosphere and traditional music, which made the fight feel special and different. He concluded that both Inoue's performance and the event showed the high level of modern boxing.
Decisions. Apparently that's never, and judging by how formidable he is offensively and how good he is, you know, it's easy to see why, if that is in fact the case. This fight right here, Alan Picasso came in confident, and you could see it in his approach to the ring. Inoue stoic, and I did like it was different. You know the way, like, when you're going to the minute rest and they normally just play whatever. They were playing like kind of samurai music, like Japanese, and I quite liked it. It was quite nice actually. And you're listening to that and you're thinking, actually, I'd rather listen to this than listen to, you know, some of the crap that they play, you know, on most shows in the UK and US during the 1 minute rests. I quite enjoyed it. The whole show as a whole, I enjoy it. I liked the setting. It was actually I really enjoyed it actually. I have to say, I really did. It's a really good show. More of them, please. I really like the Asian kind of team in Saudi Arabia. But this fight itself, right? So first round starts, Inoue tends to, he can be a quick starter at times, and we've seen that. We certainly have in first rounds and stuff like that, you know, but not a crazy amount of first round stoppages. If I think off the top of my head, he stopped, I can't remember the guy's name, in a round. I remember that was in the World Boxing Super Series a couple of years ago, many years ago now. But he's not really one for going out there and just blasting you out in a round. He might hurt, he might drop you in the first round, but he normally carries you at least into, well, normally into like the second or third round at least. And he was not really doing much in the first round, Naoya Inoue. But straight off the bat, you could see that Picasso, he did the high guard and kept the high guard. He tried to punch with Inoue, which is something that you can actually do. It's very risky because Inoue will also punch with you, and Inoue's hand speed